Monday, May 10th, 2021. The time now is 5:15, and I'll call to order the special meeting of the Town of Mead Urban Renewal Authority. Due to the COVID-19 virus, the Town of Mead Urban Renewal Authority will hold its meeting as an electronic meeting with remote participation in accordance with the authority's emergency procedures adopted by Resolution Number 02 URA 2020. Virtual access information, including the Zoom meeting link, has been provided on the Town of Mead website and at designated posting places at least 24 hours prior to the meeting. Roll call, please.
Chairman Whitlow.
Here.
Commissioner Adams. Commissioner Babcock. Commissioner Broadhead. Commissioner Cartwright.
Here.
Commissioner Fox. Commissioner Harris.
Here.
Commissioner James. Commissioner Pierce.
Here.
Commissioner McConnell.
She's waving her hand.
Did you get David?
All right, and then I get David. I didn't hear David. Commissioner Adams. Oh, he's there.
Oh.
Lorelei, mute him.
Okay, they should be able to. Laura, can you hear us? Okay. David, can you hear us? It says I'm allowing.
Yes, I can now. All I got to unmute.
Okay, thank you.
All right, there we go. So Commissioner Adams is here. Commissioner McConnell, would you confirm?
Yes, she waved.
I'm present.
Thank you. And Commissioner Broadhead just entered.
Yes.
So Chairman Whitlow, today is Monday, May 10th, 2021, and you do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving along to our review and approve agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda as is?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner McConnell.
Approved.
Commissioner Adams.
Yes.
Commissioner Broadhead.
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwright.
Yes.
Commissioner Harris.
Yes.
Commissioner Whitlow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next is our public comment. Public comment is for any item, whether it is on the agenda or not, unless it is set for a public hearing. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you are here with us virtually, please indicate by raising your hand, raising the hand option if you wish to speak. I don't see anybody with us. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda contains items which are considered routine and enacted in one motion and vote. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please, ma'am.
Commissioner McConnell.
Approved.
Commissioner Harris.
Yes.
Commissioner Adams. Commissioner Adams.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Pierce.
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Cartwright.
Yes.
Commissioner Broadhead.
Yes.
Commissioner Whitlow.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries. We'll move on to our new business, resolution number 1, URA 2021. This will be introduced by our Mead Town Engineer, Public Works Director. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening. More or less going to queue up a little presentation I have for you. And we're here tonight to talk about the 3rd and Welker intersection project. And just a little quick summary of that project. We are talking about the 2 primary arterials in me, and I'm sure you probably drove here tonight through there. They are sort of the heart of downtown. They're really close to our downtown area. They provide access to the interstate system and also to State Highway 66, our elementary school, middle school, high school, and commuters who are going to Berthoud and Longmont and beyond. Am I doing this? Yes. Oh, there we go. Alright, so quick update just on our design status, where we do have a 30% design complete by our consultant, which is FHU, and that design does include the Ziggy's and Agfinity developments, which are on the north corners of that intersection. It includes left and right turn lanes on all legs in the intersection, medians for access control, some fairly significant sidewalk connections. We have almost 3,000 feet of sidewalk we're proposing, again on all legs of the intersection, and that is, some of that area is in, per our comp plan, that downtown amenity zone, so it has a much wider sidewalk with space for trees and benches and additional walking area. We also include some fairly significant drainage improvements that are part of our capital improvement program, and it makes sense to do those now with the intersection. And then it does include a traffic signal, our one and only. So we are moving forward at this point with the final design, and so we're looking at what those right-of-way impacts are to adjacent properties. We'll start coordinating with the railroad, and we actually have already started utility relocation conversations with utilities and talked to United Power about undergrounding their facilities there as well. So here's the big picture of the intersection, and just to orient you a little bit, north is to the right, and which is counter to every engineering bone in my body, so I'll probably say the direction's wrong, because north is usually up. But north is to the right, and so 3rd Street would be left to right, Welker would be top to bottom on this picture. So the big white X in the middle, that's concrete intersection with asphalt approaches on all legs, and you'll see sort of some brown lines there in the middle. Those are representing the various medians that we have. And then the developments I mentioned are on the right-hand side of that intersection, Agfinity on the top, and Ziggy's there on the bottom. The preliminary cost estimate is $4.3 million. We are proposing to pull together a variety of funding sources to fund this project. Those being the town impact funds, which does include developer contributions. As you know, the impact funds are collected at time of building permit, but it also includes developer contributions specific to this intersection that are based on traffic contributions from various developments. We've been awarded $500,000 of a Safe Route to School grant, which is specifically for sidewalks. We're applying for a Main Street grant, and that application is due later this week. And also going to apply for a TIP supplemental grant, which is due on June 21st. So Dr. Cog released $55 million worth of federal funds for waitlist projects. They've assigned $1.6 million of that to Southwest Weld region, so we'll be applying for that. And then of course Mura, which is why we're here tonight. So we're asking tonight for $1.25 million from Mura for this project, and also in your packet is a request for a letter of support, which helps us in those grant applications if Mura supports those. And we think that this project is really the definition of urban renewal. It revitalizes the business area, restores economic vitality, will improve safety, and provide the necessary infrastructure. And we also think that this is a holistic solution. It's it has far-reaching public benefits, gets us ahead of those future developments that are coming online, and provides better operations for our schools, transportation to and from schools, for emergency services. Those intersection operations are improved for example, farm traffic or oil and gas traffic that has large trucks that can't really make that turn. So, and those just go beyond obviously our downtown area. And that's all I have for you tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
We'll start with, those folks that are on the Zoom land. Laura or David, do you have any questions or concerns about this subject tonight?
No, I don't, not at all. In fact, looking at it, I'd like to say how impressed I was that with all the information that was provided and the clarity to it. So, no, I have no questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. David, this is the second time we've seen this presentation in some form. Do you have any questions or comments tonight?
No, I've talked about and asked questions like that. I think everything looks great at this point.
Thank you. Commissioner Pierce, do you have any questions or comments?
I do.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Thank you for the presentation, Erica. As far as the sidewalks going to the school, I couldn't tell from the diagram along, Welker. Do the sidewalks go all the way to the schools, or will they stop at the trail to the railroad tracks?
Right, so part of our project would be to extend the crossing panels at those railroad tracks so that we could put a sidewalk connection there. And that's what's shown on our drawings right now. And then I'm also talking with the school district and the state land board to make that connection across the school frontage, which is not currently in the right of way and obviously belongs to state land board. So we've been working actually for quite a long time to try and get that negotiated. So the intent would be, yes, to have a connection that goes all the way from the intersection to the school property and onto the school property.
So this piece would take it to the railroad tracks essentially, and then,
Ultimately, I think we're gonna propose that it will actually fund the piece on the school property because
okay.
they did not construct it with their project and didn't intend to.
yeah, okay. I
That's
think
not
that's a key
shown,
piece of it.
that's not shown on the drawing, so that may be why you didn't see that.
Yeah, I like that piece of it though, just, cause the safety and the, modality in and around the schools is important.
Yes.
Thank you.
If I could, just to embellish, we did receive almost $500,000 for safe routes to school. And we met with them, and when we first put the application in, we were looking further north. We're actually going to put in the missing pieces. So, what our goal is to go from 36, south, basically all the way to the high school. But we don't have enough money to do that, so we'll go from 36 and pick up any missing pieces and then turn the corner and go west on Welker. And hopefully we can get the school district to work with us. We've been working for many, many months to try to get them to work with us to get the land that we need to put that on. But this grant will pay for that extension because the school district as well as the town wants to have a safe route for kids all the way to that grade school, middle school.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carver? Commissioner Harrison? Commissioner Brodhead, any questions? All right, well, thank you very much, appreciate it. All right, is there a motion to adopt resolution number 1-URA-2021?
I move to adopt resolution number 01-URA-2021. A resolution approving the funding request for construction of intersection improvements at the 3rd Street and Welker Avenue intersection.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, roll call please, Mary.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwright,
Yes.
Commissioner Pierce,
Aye.
Commissioner Brodhead,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitlow, or Chairman Whitlow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, motion carries. Next is their letter of support for the intersection. Is there a motion to authorize the signing of a letter in support of the intersection improvements?
I will motion to approve a letter of support for the improvements.
Second.
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mary.
Commissioner Broadhead,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwright,
Yes.
Commissioner Pierce,
Aye.
Chairman Whitlow.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries. Next will be our resolution number 2-URA-2021. This will be introduced by our lead public information officer, Laura Nelson.
Hi. So, a little bit about the wayfinding signage and implementation plan. In February, the town, issued a request for proposals for the wayfinding signage and implementation. 9 proposals were submitted, and staff reviewed, scored, and unanimously selected KMA as the most qualified to complete this work. So the purpose of this RFP was to find one firm that was qualified to do all of the work. So they're gonna handle design, location, planning, mapping, fabrication, and installation. It just makes it easier, on everybody as a whole, to get this done in a timely manner. And really, I think about this as a continuation of the branding and signage effort that was initiated in 2019. And since then, we have our new logo, that we use on social media, throughout the town, on our sign outside. But you don't see this new adopted logo on any signage throughout the town. Our parks have old signage, our gateway signs are old, so there's really a gap between what was implemented and what we're seeing. We also frequently field questions from residents, from visitors about locations of businesses, municipal facilities, parks, trails, where are things at? Businesses on Highway 66, are they Longmont, are they Meade? These are common questions and confusion. So wayfinding signage helps develop economic growth by increasing awareness of Meade businesses and downtown. It establishes where Meade is. It helps businesses that are already here, but it also attracts new businesses when you have a consistent signage program. And it creates an overall association and recognition that this is Meade. So the need for signage, as you can see from the pictures, the brewery now open, that's what our businesses are using. There are small yard signs that are put out randomly to draw people in. There's nothing that the town is doing to help these businesses and identify them as Meade businesses and where they're at, easily locatable. Consistent signage brings people off of the highways to your businesses. And that's what we need. That's what we need to do to support our current businesses and to attract new ones in. It also unifies Meade. It's spread out. Meade is kind of a little bit everywhere. We have far-reaching corners, and a consistent sign, a consistent logo, a consistent theme will unify, everybody and let people know they live in Mead, they're visiting Mead, they're driving through Mead. So the kind of signage that we're talking about is pretty much all inclusive. KMA will design and be able to fabricate every sign that we would ever need. It's hard to establish right now without having particulars on, you know, what we're gonna build with sign materials, things like that, to have a concrete plan of what you're gonna get with your money. But a low-end estimate for what we're looking at would be 3 gateway signs, up to 10 park signs, 20 pedestrian bicycle navigation signs, and then 15 destination signs that are directing people where to go. And obviously, once we go through a planning and mapping, we'll have a better idea. Perhaps we don't need 20 pedestrian and bicycle navigation signs, and we would use that funding to really put the signs where we need them. And in case anybody is wondering what I'm talking about with wayfinding and signage, these are some examples of how we highlight downtown businesses, business district, municipal facilities, amenities, so parks, trails, police department, town hall, fire department. We want to easily navigate people to where we want them to go, because if we're not making it easy for them to come into Mead and find things, then they're not bringing their money in here, and they're not staying here. So for funding, we have $45,000 designated from downtown impact funds, and we have $55,000 from parks and open space impact funds. And tonight we're asking for $100,000 to complete the total $200,000 that we'll need to really kick this off and get it going. And $100,000 was budgeted in capital outlay in 2019, which was specifically earmarked for branding and signage, and none of that was used. I'm happy to answer questions.
We'll go up to the folks who are with us from Zoom land. Laura, David, do you have any questions or comments for Lorelei?
This is Laura. No, once again, excellent presentation, and thank you for the clarity of information.
Thank you. David, do you have anything?
No, very well done.
Thank you. Commissioner Pierce, do you have any questions or comments?
Just a quick one. So you're anticipating the total budget at this point would be $200,000. I'm just curious about the $100,000 from 2019. That is no longer earmarked for signage. That got rolled back into a 2020 budget.
I can answer that. Yes, we had anticipated, we did the logo in 2018-19, and the idea at that time was to roll into this signage plan. We ran into some roadblocks on signage when we started working with the town on particularly on a variable message sign on the front of this building by the park. So we kind of moved back and regrouped, and then Lorelei came on and looked at it holistically. So rather than pick one sign to do, we decided let's do this holistically and have the town contribute half with impact funds, and have Mura go back with that original $100,000 that was rolled back into the budget, never spent. So we're asking tonight if you can appropriate that money so we can move forward with this contract.
Okay. Taking a broader approach to it this time.
Yes, and we also it'll be town-wide, so east side, west side, downtown businesses, east side businesses. That's the whole idea, is to try to, make a more cohesive plan for the whole entire town.
I like that idea, because Mead is spread out, and it, like, there's sort of pockets of it, it's not all quite stitched together yet, because it's work in progress, so I think the signage is a good first step to establish the boundaries, and like you said, create the definition, defined definition of need, so I think it looks great, thanks.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cartwright, any questions?
Yeah, one just popped into my head. If there's a future need for more signage, are they willing to continue not the contract per se, but the actual fabrication and installation?
Yes, and again, that's why, I kind of looked at this as a overall project, because KMA can help, do the designing, the planning, fabrication, installation. So the idea is that as Mead grows, we will eventually need more signs. I mean, that's just kind of the fact of the matter. And they would be able to do that, and we'll have everything ready to go at that point, and it'll just be like, fabricate, poof, there it is.
Okay.
Commissioner Harris, any questions? No questions. Commissioner Bradley? All right, well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to adopt resolution number 2, URA-2021?
I move to adopt resolution number 02-URA-2021, a resolution approving the wayfinding signage request for
Second.
not to exceed 100,000.
Commissioner Adams, seconded. All right. Is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwright,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Pierce,
Aye.
Commissioner Broadhead,
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Chairman Whitlow.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries. And that is all for our agenda for this evening. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Broadhead,
Yes.
Commissioner Pierce,
Aye.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwright,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitlow.
Yes. And thank you for everyone for your time tonight. The May 10, 2021 special meeting of the Town of Mead Urban Renewal Authority is adjourned at 5:43. Thank you. Enjoy your evening, everyone.